Grant Cardone is under a lot of controversy, and in today's video, we are going to break that whole thing down and talk about it. And I want to go ahead and give my opinion. I'm here to tell you guys right now, my opinion on this is probably going to be very controversial, but that's okay because this needs to be said, especially from a black person, because if somebody of another race says this, then it's not going to look good. But I have no problem saying this, and I think it's important that I, as a black person, say this up front because it's extremely important that we talk about these things and we highlight the true issue in this whole thing. Because is the true issue really Grant Cardone, or is it the people who are naive enough to follow somebody like this? Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. So Grant Cardone is under crazy controversy from the black community because he went on, what was it, Laura Trump? Yeah, Laura Trump, whatever her name is. And he said, Grant Cardone said he targets the black community by using street terms and avoiding the use of big words in his marketing. 50% of my audience are blacks under the age of 40. So yeah, let's go ahead and actually hear what he has to say. Here we go.
About half my audience is black under the age of 40. It's because we go after that audience and we're talking to them in very street terms, if you will, very not big nomenclature, vocabularies. You know, we just keep everything very tight and simple. About half my.
Okay, here's my honest opinion on this, and it might be controversial, but I don't care. Okay, here's the deal, folks. Is what he said bad? Yes, but I really get tired of these controversies in the black community, where the community gets mad at certain people for saying the quiet part out loud, okay? What do I mean by that? You think Grant Cardone's the only one who does this and thinks like this? You don't think Nike or Complex or any of these major brands that market to black people, you don't think that they think the exact same thing as him? They think just like him. They think that if they use certain street terms, and I'm going to get in, and I'll give you some examples off the top of my head. You look at the way that they market and talk on ESPN. How do they talk? They use Ebonics on ESPN. They try not to use big words. They try to use hip hop culture type words and phrases. Okay. They do that in entertainment, music, sports, and Grant Cardone's doing it. Now, the difference is these other brands and popular people who market to black people aren't bold enough and stupid enough to say it out loud like he is. However, you best believe they're thinking the same thing, and they absolutely do it in their marketing. Okay? So here's the big problem here. Why am I not so mad at Grant Cardone? Well, it's because, like I said, there's a bunch of other people who think just like this. I think the main question here is if you're black and you follow him, you should be looking at yourself like, man, I was pretty dang naive and stupid to be following somebody like this. I can't believe I follow somebody who thinks that I'm not smart enough to understand big words. So he avoids using big words when he markets to me. And he uses street terms to relate to me. You should be looking at yourself. If you're so upset and outraged by what he said, I think we should look at why is it that 50% of his audience are blacks under 40. And the crazy part is, guys, he's right. I know this for a fact. I know a lot of black people who love Grant Cardone and believe everything he says and think he's a genius and think he's going to make them rich and blah, blah, blah. If black people are so outraged by this, then I would say, one, you should stop listening to him and unfollow him and never watch his content or pay attention to him again. And then two, how could you be so naive to even fall for something like this? Because if you want my honest opinion, the stereotype of not using big words and talking to anybody and using street terms is so stupid. There's another black guy who does the same thing as him, by the way. That's the other thing that I want to say too. If you're going to be mad at Grant Cardone, then you should be mad at this guy right here. His name is Wall Street Trapper. Let me go on YouTube actually and find him. This guy's name is Wall Street Trapper. He does the exact same thing. He literally markets to black people, and he literally says, you know, I got to speak in street terms to my people. So when he's talking about stock market and investments, He's literally talking in street terms and the ebonics, and he's talking about, oh, we trapping and all that. He relates it to street stuff. However, not every black person is from the hood. Not every black person is from the ghetto. Not every black person is from the street. But Wall Street Trapper does the same thing. So why are we mad at Grant Cardone for doing the same thing that all the other brands do, but we're not mad at this guy? Because me personally, I can't stand Wall Street Trapper and the fact that he does it. I think it's degrading for you to say that the only way I can talk to my people is by speaking in street terms and not using big words. That's so dumb. Because for me personally, I'm black. And anytime I listen to these idiots who don't use big words or I don't know, just aren't that smart. If you just talk to me in freaking street terms, I'm not going to take you serious in the finance world, because finance is not the street. It's finance. It's ridiculous. So if you're going to be mad at Grant Cardone, you should be mad at this guy too. Now, I'm not taking Grant Cardone's side. I think Grant Cardone is an absolute clown. In my opinion, I think Grant Cardone is a clown. Not a fan of him. I did not watch any of his crap. I think Jordan Belfort, absolutely, the Wolf of Wall Street guy, exposed him. I don't think Grant Cardone's all that smart. But that lies the problem. If you follow a guy who already isn't that smart, has already demonstrated so many times that he doesn't really know that much, I don't know why he's rich. But we got to stop attributing people having money to them being intelligent or better than you. Look at all the YouTube gurus that I call out. Are they smart? You're telling me Jeremy Financial Education is smart? You're telling me Stock Up with Larry Jones is smart? You're telling me Grant Cardone is smart? You have to stop falling for this stuff. And don't come out here with this fake outrage. You have the nerve to follow this guy for years. Half the black people who are outraged about this have been following this guy for years. And now he finally tells you what he thinks about you. And now you get mad. No, you should be mad at yourself. You should be mad at yourself. Maybe some of what he said is right. He does have a lot of black people that follow him. So I don't think he's completely wrong. That should say something about you. Maybe you need to start reading more books. Start getting more educated. I don't know. I can only speak for myself in this specific regard. When it comes to me, you speak in street terms or ebonics, or you relate anything to a gang like Wall Street Trapper or what Grant Cardone tries to do. Not really the gang stuff, but, speaking in less big words and street terms and all that. That turns me off. Because I'm not from the street. I can't relate to that garbage. I don't know nothing about no gang and the trap. I mean, I understand it. I'm black. I mean, I know the terms. But I don't want to hear finance guys talking like that. That's stuff I want to hear when I'm listening to a rapper or some true crime documentary. So I'm not from somebody who teaches me about finance. So I just don't really understand. Now this part right here, let me show you guys this part. There's actually an article in TMZ. Let me go pull it up real quick. TMZ, Grant Cardone. Now this is problematic. But again, this happened in 2017. So if you saw this when it happened, freaking 5 years ago, and you're mad now, that doesn't make any sense. It already happened. Like, he already showed you who he was years ago and you fell for it. So how do I feel bad for you? I don't know why it's taking so long to load, but let me go ahead and go to something else. Hold on, I got you guys. I'm going to go to my likes real quick. Here it is. That's the video right here with Patrick Bet-David, where basically Grant Cardone said that he wanted to say the N-word, which, yes, that is racist. As a white person, you shouldn't even want to say that. I'm not going to get into the politics as to why. I know some people are like, oh, why? Oh, my God. But, I already told you guys, if a race of people are offended by it, that's really all that should matter. We really shouldn't even have to explain it. The fact that it offends us should be good enough. But let me go ahead and show you guys what Grant Cardone said. Let's play the video. Here we go.
We were going to pick here or Fort Lauderdale, right? I said, dude, we got to stay down. You're my hand.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. That's way too low. You can't even hear it. Jesus. Well, unedited. Let me see if I could actually find a better video. That video was so low. I don't know why it was so low. Here we go. TMZ.com. This is the article I was looking for anyway. Okay, so here we go. TMZ.com. Oh, the video's unavailable, of course. Of course. They took it down. Well. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I guess I can't find it. I guess we're going to have to listen. I guess I'm going to have to, when I edit, I'm going to have to just turn the volume up because the volume's so freaking low. But here's what he said. Here we go.
Right. I said, we were going to pick here or Fort Lauderdale, right? I said, dude, we got to stay down.
You're Miami.
There's color down here. There's crayons.
You're Miami.
There's the Rainbow Coalition.
Yeah, I don't know if you're fully white though, man. I think there's something going on there that somebody didn't tell you about, man.
I can use
Mommy,
the N-word.
Daddy,
I
Grandpa.
just got permission to use the N-word right here. Okay.
Who knows?
That's all I want. That's one of the scripts I want.
You want that?
I need.
You need to go
a
to
brother
Chancellor
to tell me that I have permission to use the N-word. I got to carry it like my permit.
Have somebody validate it for you, man. Have somebody validate it.
I'm gonna have
put
an
a
N
shirt.
permit card. I'm gonna carry it around with me everywhere I go. Like,
4 collars.
I can use I can use the N-word. See? Okay, so.
So there you go. This is very offensive for sure. And like I said, guys, again, it gets to a point where this guy's been exposed so many times. He's had so many controversies. Like I said, when you listen to somebody like this talk, you could just tell that there's something a little off about him. Like when I first heard Grant Cardone talk, I just never bought the bull crap. I'm like, there's something a little off about this guy. But I understand. People get attracted to this right here. Let me see if I can find that video. There's like videos of him like being flashy. He's got like a private plane. He showed off $1 million in cash. People are attracted to that type of stuff. Why? I don't know. Here it is right here. What is going on with the volume?
People showing off their stuff saying they're a millionaire. This is what $1 million looks like. Okay, I'm not a fighter. I'm not Floyd Mayweather. I'm not Kevin Hart.
See, people are attracted to stuff like that. That's what people are attracted to. They like the flashiness and all that stuff. But once again, is it controversial what he said? Is it bad? Yes. But I just don't think this is that big of a deal. I think you as a person need to look in the mirror and think what it was that even attracted you to this type of person. I'm not saying it's impossible to be fooled or tricked, but I just feel like it was really easy to see who this guy was a mile away, to be honest with you. Now, is he racist or whatever? I don't know. Maybe, because he did say he wanted to say the N-word. That's pretty bad. But it might not actually be racism. It might actually be more so ignorance. He might just be so ignorant on why you shouldn't be using that word and why it offends black people so much. But either way, the bottom line is, even beyond the race stuff, guys, this guy's just such a clown when it comes to investing, talking about money. He gives awful, really bad advice. And yes, in my personal opinion, I do think that this guy is an absolute grifter. And so, again, just with these controversies, man, he's not lying when he says like 50% of his audience is black. He's right. So I think all of those black people who are outraged need to really look in the mirror and think, well, what is it that attracted me to this man in the first place? You know, like, was it the fact that he does try to talk in street terms and use less big words and flash his money and stuff like that? And if that's the case, then you got to make a change within yourself and you got to do better. Like I said, you got to start picking up some books and increase your vocabulary, because I'm not going to sit here and lie and act like he's the only one that thinks like this. There are so many people who market to black people by using less big words and talking in street terms. And guess what? It works. You know how I know it works? Because there's a guy on YouTube called Wall Street Trapper who literally does it. He literally does it. This guy is black and does it. So don't sit here and tell me that Grant Cardone is the worst person in the world when other brands and people do it and it works. This guy has 343 million subscribers talking about gang talk and drug talk and street talk and all that to black people as it relates to finance. It's despicable. But he made a whole platform for himself doing it, and he's not the only one. Grant Cardone's not the only one. There are other brands and people who do it too. They're just not dumb enough to say it. It's that simple. I rest my case. So there you guys go. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully you guys got a lot of this. And yeah, I will go ahead and see you guys in the next one.